Hello students, how are you? Welcome to our third lesson today. And today we're going to look at poetry. And we start with the introduction of poetry. As you know, that we really listen to so many music. Also, as you as a student, also in our day-to-day life, sometimes we want to pass a certain message to anyone. And most of the time we sit down at a very tranquil place, peaceful and serene. Then what you do, you come up with words and then write it down, and then having it down, you pass that information to the other person. The song we listen to, the notes we write, all that entails poetry. So in this case, we are going to see that it's all about writing, so coming up with the poem, composing, and at the same time studying that poem, and again analyzing that poems. Now, a poem in that case is written or a verbal expression of thoughts, what you're thinking, what is going in your mind, or feelings, how do you feel, and your emotions. So sometimes the best way to release these feelings is by writing. Now, by doing so, there are those words that you are going to choose that you feel are able to convey what you want to convey in the best way possible. Now, a poem uses lines. As we are all much aware that we have in poetry, or when we say in a poem, we have lines, and these lines make up stanzas. In normal writing, we are going to have the prose writing. Prose writing, where we simply have sentences, and these sentences convey a certain information, and then the several sentences that are there forms a paragraph. Now, a poem is really different from that. And in that case, it is going to have lines, and these lines are going to form stanzas. And therefore, whenever maybe we are referring to any line in a poem, we shall say line 3, not sentence 3. We shall say stanza 3, but not paragraph 3. So clearly, poetry or anything to do with the poem uses lines and stanzas, right? Then, the arrangement and the choice of words as a mode of transmission. You don't just pick any word anyhow. You pick a word depending on the information that you want your audience to receive. So you have to use a proper choice of words. Now, basically, the meaning of a poem is contained in what is referred to as content and form. So, I'm saying what is referred to as content, and I'm not saying context, because most of us might confuse between content, right? And then we have the form. So, content is what it contains, what is in it. A contest is a form of competition. Now, form, how does it appear? Now, in simple words, content is the message that this poem is passing. Now, if you read, for example, every morning I'm awake, luggage on my back, moving is what I'm supposed to do. Get to the market, without even settling, the luggage is off. Before I take a bite, already I've got another luggage. Back, we need to move. Who is speaking probably in that simple poem? Now, the person speaking there is probably an animal, and likely a donkey, complaining or explaining how it is that I have to carry this, I have to go up to where I'm going, before I don't even have time where I can take a bite, already I have another luggage with me. So the message maybe is a complaint, right? It's complaining. Now, and how is it maybe presented to us? So let's get to know what is this content. Now, content, this is what the poem is all about, right? It is what the writers or the speaker want us to know or to talk about. So content is what is generally referred to as the themes or the message. So when we say themes and when we say the message, what is being portrayed, what is being passed to the audience, right? Now when we say these themes, we can talk about love. It's a simple poem, and this poem is all about describing things to do with love. It can be a poem on politics, right? It's describing maybe the political situation of a country. It might be about death. Someone has passed on, and therefore this poem will write about that. It can be about maybe the social injustices that are there. These injustices which are taking place, sometimes you might not face the person who is doing it to the society, but maybe you express it through a song. For example, if you can remember Wajinga Sisi, right? That is a certain lyric that was brought out by a certain musician describing our society and how we are. So it is now in form of a music that he's able to pass his information to the intended groups, isn't it? And you can gauge the reaction that had. It's a simple song, that's the work of poetry, but finally passes the information to the audience. Now, a poem can be about war. In simple, what I'm saying, a poem can basically be about anything. Anything, emotion, anything you are thinking about, it's a feeling, you are free to come up with that. So, with the question, right? So, content is concerned with the question and what the poem is saying. Now, and what is form? Now, form, on the other hand, refers to the general arrangement, or that's the structure of a poem. So it is the techniques in which the poet utilizes to communicate his ideas. How is it passed? How is the information delivered? Which word have been used to make sure that the information gets to the audience in the best way possible? Now, so in this case, again, form, it is the style or the manner of presentation, right? Which is depicted by physical aspects of the poem. Form is also concerned with the question, how is the message conveyed? So we have said this, content, okay, is the message, all right? The message or the theme. Okay, that's the theme or the message. When we talk of form, in this case, form refers to how, the manner, right? The style in which the message is passed, right? The how the message is passed. Okay? Now, apart from that, poetry also uses language in a more free style, right? It's not just the same way we do it in when we talk about grammar, that the subject-verb agreement must be there. Now, in poetry, you've got that license, or you have that ability to alter the proper, maybe, arrangement of a sentence or the grammatical rules that a sentence is supposed to follow. You might rearrange that. For example, in normal sentence you say, that girl was well brought up, okay? And now you can say, she was brought up well, that girl. Now, what have we done? We have altered the normal sentence structure of that sentence. Now, this, the poet, that's the person writing the poem, or who is maybe reciting the poem, has a free style, and they can use the way they want to use language at their disposal. So uses language in a special freedom, and this freedom is referred to as poetic license. Poetic license. So no one will ask a poet on the rules of grammar, explaining, for example, you never followed the correct order in which the words are supposed to be, or you never adhered to the grammar rules because of poetic license. Just like maybe, I also want to mention another word that you need to know its meaning. Apart from poetic license, we have another word referred to as poetic justice. Okay? So, poetic justice, what does this refer? Poetic justice refers to a situation whereby, let's say for example, we have the enemy of the people, a person who have made so many people to suffer in a society, has caused so many deaths, and then one of the days the person is apprehended and is sentenced to hang. And then you are there observing or maybe seeing the day when he is being hanged. When you are there, most of the people will be excited. They are happy. Yes, the person's life is being taken, but you express joy. It's like when an enemy is suffering. When an enemy is suffering, you'll find some of us will be smiling at the back. Because, okay, you feel that happiness that the person who has been causing a lot of trouble, the person who has been causing a lot of pain is now the one experiencing their pain. These are the villains in all the movies that we watch, right? We have the hero, the person definitely like, and when the hero is suffering, most of us are not happy. But when the villain now, the antagonist is suffering, most of us are so happy. In simple word, that is referred to as poetic justice. But now, poetic license, we have said, is the permission that is there given to any author of a poem to use language in his or her own disposal. And now, that allows them to flout some basic rules of grammar, such as sentence structure and also the spelling, so as to get the desired meaning and the effect they want to create. So when we say effect, we might say probably they want it to rhyme. When we say effect, maybe they want to achieve a certain sound devices, and therefore they want to deliver a certain meaning. They have the permission to change or alter the rules of grammar, referred to as poetic license. Now, therefore, to communicate their concerns successfully, poets use this freedom in two different ways. Okay, they have the difference. I mean, they have the permission. So if they have this permission, they have to use it in two ways, right? And these two ways are, one, we have diction and we have style. Diction and style. So we need to know, what do we say? When we say diction, what do we refer to? And when we say style, what do we refer to? Diction, right? This is the deliberate and specific choice of words that allows the poet to use the fewest words possible and still pass the intended information or message. So diction, the choice of words. How well will you choose a word? For example, if let's say I have Mahmoud here and I have Sumaya here, and Mahmoud is describing a car, there is a likelihood that Mahmoud will say, wow, what a powerful vehicle, right? So the choice of words for Mahmoud is powerful, because that's what he would like in a car. On the other side, we shall have Sumaya again describing the same vehicle and saying, oh, what a beautiful car. Both of them are describing the same car, but the choice of word is very, very different. So how we choose words is diction. And we choose words depending on what we want to deliver to our audience in that case.